One huge misconception about live video is that the lifespan of your lives and the usefulness of your lives are from the time you hit that go live button until the stream ends. And essentially, once it's over, it goes in the trash, and you just got to keep going live to grab your audience's attention and make sales and get more views. And that could not be further from the truth. And here's the thing, the best creators have a strategy and a proactive set of behaviors in place to make sure their lives stay alive after the go live date. And I'm super excited to go live with y'all today to talk more about this, because we're going to go in depth on some of the behaviors that you need to be practicing every week in order to make sure that your lives are constantly sort of top of mind for people in the newsfeed, and people are continuously seeing them. So whether you are someone who is brand new and you don't have an audience, you're going to use these strategies for the future audience. And if you already have an audience, you can literally start using some of these like right after we get off of this video. So again, if you are here live, like I said, I'm doing this live tonight. If you are here watching with me live, you can drop me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, you can drop me a hashtag replay. Again, the more you guys like and comment on this, the more other people who are looking for this can find us as well. So why we kind of are focusing on this topic now especially is because recently I've had some clients who, you know, when they came to me and we started working together, they had a very, very small audience. You know, they started going live every week, once a week, using these strategies. And to be honest, they really weren't getting much traction at the beginning. And it's not because the strategies didn't work. It's not because, you know, they weren't doing things well, or the content wasn't good, but they just didn't have enough time building authority. They needed more leads. We'll talk a little bit more about why that was in a little bit. But the point is that now these people who are getting zero traction at the beginning, 6 months later, you know, today, now have videos that they created 6 months ago that are blowing up with comments and are racking up new sales and calls booked from them, because they had these behaviors in place and they had the patience to implement the things that I'm going to talk about with y'all. So in this next like 20-ish minutes, we're going to talk specifically about the 7 things that you want to make sure you're doing once your live video is over, to continue, again, to rack up the views and sales and make sure that content is being seen by people over and over again, not just when it is live. All right, so first off, if you are new here, if you're new to me, my name is Alex. I'm the founder of Unscripted Moment, helping amazing entrepreneurs like you get on live video to sell your offers. And this content is inspired by all the work we're doing in the Video Skills Lab. I'm going to talk about it more at the end, but we have some special stuff going on. It's if you don't know what it is, it's my $9 a month membership where you get access to a whole library of training, coaching calls, all this good stuff to build your profitable video strategy. We have these conversations literally every week. Again, I'll share more about this at the end, but let's dive in to the first thing of the 7 things, where we're going to talk about, again, what you're going to be doing after your live. So this first one's going to seem maybe a little bit simple, right? But after your live video, you want to make sure you go back to the comment section and respond to every single person's comments. And here's the thing, even if you responded to them live, you want to go back in the comment section and respond to them. So there's a couple different reasons, right? So number one is purely just for like the algorithm, right? Where you want to make sure that you are telling Facebook or Instagram, whatever platform you're on, that your video is one where people are having conversations, they're engaging. It's really, really good content, right? So you want to keep those conversations going on the actual video, right? The second reason that you want to do this is because you want to make people feel seen and heard. And the worst thing is when you've spent all this time and energy, you know, commenting on something, and the person that whoever it is that's created it doesn't necessarily respond back, and it can be kind of disappointing. I get if, you know, the person has like a ginormous audience and thousands of comments, but I know most of you that isn't necessarily the case. You're starting out smaller, so that means every person should be acknowledged. Every person, it should be an opportunity to have a conversation and make a genuine connection, right? And the thing is, if you are thinking about your videos as videos that are going to be seen again and again and again, you want to rack up as much social proof as you can. So if your video that you shoot today, you know that 6 months from now it's going to be seen again, right? If you have tons of comments and you are sending those videos to new people who are in your audience who don't know you, they're going to see all these comments, they're going to see all these conversations, they're going to see all this social proof, and it's going to boost your authority and credibility even more. So please, please do not be the like high in the sky authority that feels like they don't need to comment and feels like it's not really a big deal. It is such a big deal to do something simple like that. So if this is something you're always actively doing, just give me a yes or a no. Or if you're going to start doing it, you can let me know that too. I see Chanel's here. Hey, Chanel. Let me know you're here and you're watching if you're here. I'm streaming on a couple different platforms. So if you're here watching, let me know. So that is the first thing. Really simple. Not enough people are doing it. Let's talk the second thing that you need to be doing after your live. So the second thing is in the comment section of your video. This is specifically kind of a Facebook strategy or an Instagram strategy, really. You want to make sure you are tagging people, not the at everyone, not the at followers, not all of that. That's super annoying when you're constantly getting those notifications. You want to use that a little more sparingly. I'm talking about people that you have had conversations with in the DMs about their goals, about their challenges, about any of that stuff. So I'll give you an example. So anyone who comes into this Facebook group, right, gets a personalized message, right? So when I run my challenges, or even if you just join the group, I'll be like, hey, so great to have you in this group. I hope you're getting value already. I always love to get to know my members a little bit better. Shoot me a message back. Let me know what your biggest goal with video is right now, and I can send you whatever resources that I have, right? So right away, with every new lead that comes in, I am starting conversations and I want to get a better sense of how I can help them. So either I can send them to a video or give them a better resource. And ideally, what me and most of my clients do is we have like a little Excel spreadsheet where we track these conversations. We're like, okay, this person wanted help with this thing. And if you've had a conversation with them recently, you can tag them in the comments saying something like, hey, we just talked about this. I thought of you for this. I thought this would be really helpful. And I hope what you're noticing with this is like, it's not the at everyone where you're just spamming everyone. You are basing it off of the conversations that you are having with your audience. Conversations are always the fastest path to cash, right? Conversations are, the lifeblood of, how things are going to be moving in your business. Like, and I feel like I say this all the time, but if you're not selling well, the biggest way you can tell why that is crack open your DMs and like, how many messages have you sent? How many conversations have you had? Because my clients who are killing it are the ones who are having conversations all the time. Okay, so let me know if that's making sense to y'all. But that is the second piece, or the second thing that you want to start adding in. So the first thing, we want to respond to all comments. Second, we want to tag people you have had conversations with in the comments of the video. Of course, my phone is going off in the middle. Sorry, guys. Okay, we're going to go to number 3 next. So the third thing, and I kind of alluded to this already. I gave it away. I was a little excited. The third thing that I want you all to make sure that you are doing is to have a strategy for welcoming in your new leads. So this is harder on like a platform like YouTube, but if you're on something like Instagram or Facebook, I know the majority of you really are doing that, and the majority of you I talk to are. So when someone follows you on Instagram and someone joins your Facebook group and you become friends with someone who is your target market, that's where you want to make sure you have a personalized welcome process, right? So the people that you are welcoming and having those conversations with are more likely to then go and watch your videos or to pay attention when they see you in the newsfeed. So the example I gave earlier was how anyone who comes into this Facebook group gets either a video message or like a little text message where I am just writing and introducing myself formally and asking basically how I can help, like what are their goals and what are their challenges, and then directing them to those videos. So most of those times, those conversations end with me saying, oh, great, I have a video that I shot 6 months ago addressing this very thing you need. Let me pop the link to the video in the comments here. Do you want me to send you that video? Right? People are like, yes, great, send it to me. And so now I don't even have to do the work of selling. Right now I can rely on this library of live video content that I have built to just keep sending people back to those videos. But again, the only way those lives are going to keep coming up is because I am having those conversations and bringing them back to people's attention, not just waiting for people to find them. I am diagnosing what they need based off the conversation and then sending. Right? So give me a yes. Let me know if that's making sense so far to you guys. I see Leon. Hey, Leon, saying this is where I have a big challenge, having an appropriate welcome message, because often not knowing how to connect with them in a way they want to be connected. Well, I think it depends where you are actually connecting. I'm not sure where you're connecting with them. It really changes the kind of message. So if they are joining your Facebook group, it's very different than, hey, if you were, if they connect with you and they friend request you on your profile. So I think just tweaking the message based off of where it is. So I think give me a little context, and I think that would help too. And I see you're saying permission-based connection as well, not assuming what they want. Right, exactly. So for example, if they are joining your Facebook group, like they are saying, okay, I want help with this problem, or I'm curious about this thing, or this is a topic that I'm interested in, and I am joining your group. So for me, that is the easiest way to do it. And that is the easiest way to get that permission, so to speak. But if you can also do it on your, profile in other ways too. Okay, let's keep moving. So the next thing that is so important is to email out the replay. Sure, you could email out the replay, right after you go live or 48 hours after. But one thing that I love to do is do an email of like the greatest hits on my live. So there's times where I'm like feeling stuck, look through the greatest hits, right? That's the subject line. And then in the email, I'm like, hey, if you're feeling stuck with any of your videos, I've pretty much got a video for everything. I have so much content where I'm sharing my strategies. Maybe you're just overwhelmed looking through it, so I'm going to fast track you. And then I'll link to the most common problems that people are struggling to solve and the videos that are helping them solve those problems. So again, it's so important to make sure that we're reaching people offline as well. If you haven't emailed out those greatest hits in a while, definitely make sure that you go and do that. Okay, have you done that yet too? Let me know if you've done like a greatest hits type of email. I've seen people do this, not just for live video. I've seen people do this for like their podcasts or other types of things. But let me know if this is something that you've done before. Okay. So again, so far we've talked about responding to comments. We've talked about tagging, the personalized message, emailing the replay. Next up is an absolute favorite of mine. And I'm going to actually share my screen with you guys for this next one because it's one of my favorites. So the next piece of this is having some sort of featured post or playlist. So in your Facebook group or your profile or your page, you can feature something at the top of the page or group or whatever, right? For YouTube, I guess you could feature things on your channel too, but you can also create little playlists. The goal is to highlight something, bring attention to something. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys right now and show you an example of how you can start kind of featuring or highlighting things. So here we've got the Video Marketing Hangout group. Maybe some of you are watching me live in this group. You can see this. We're literally live right now. I'll give myself a little like, right? So if you look through the featured section here, right, there's things that I can add and remove. So like I have this notification reminder today. I'm gonna remove it. So right now I've got 3 things up here in the featured section. So I've got this welcome post right here, right? And in this welcome post, I have got like basically like the kickstart to whatever you need to actually get started in this group. So I've got that at the top. If I go back into featured, oops, the other thing I've got is this video series, the 10 ways in 10 days video series. So this is a series that's basically 10 videos across 10 days. Let me know if you've watched it before, where I go through a different basically video strategy to help boost your confidence on video, on camera. And this ideally is something that any new person who comes into this group, you would go through and you would watch. And this is like the kickstart, right? So I have this link to the top of the group. So when anyone's coming in, it's like the first thing that they see. Whenever a new lead comes into my audience, in my welcome email sequence, I actually link them to this post. And I'm like, hey, go through this video series if you're trying to just kickstart, right? So when we're thinking about doing some sort of featured post or playlist, you could have a featured post with your top hits. You could have a featured video series. You could also just have like one live video, your most recent video that you're putting at the top. Like, for example, I always pin when I'm live, I always pin my videos at the top because it'll send notifications to people. It'll be, top of mind for people. So that's kind of the next strategy that I think has been super, super helpful, just to continuously get people watching that content and having it circulate in the newsfeed. So I think that's been super, super helpful. Okay. Cool. I'm going to stop sharing here. All right. We got 2 more things that we're going to cover as to, what you got to keep doing to rack up the views and sales post the go live date, right? So the next thing, and I think this is something that a lot of people know, but I'm not sure they're always using it well. The next thing is taking snippets and highlights from your live video and repurposing it across different platforms. And I am once again, I should have pulled this up before. I'm going to show you an example of this, because one of the things that I really like to do, if I have like a really, really good live video and I'm like, I was on fire in this, I will go through it and basically cut like a minute or 2 minutes of that and post it as like a reel or post it as a short or something like that. Right. So let me share my screen again so you guys can see. So this is my Instagram right here. I'm not super active on Instagram, but as you can see, like, for example, this is a snippet from a live that I did where I was just like, all right, cool. Just going to use it as like another piece of content. Right. But some of the things that I will do is, for example, in this video here, right? This is one that I was like really on fire. And I've gotten the caption, do you have a step-by-step process for taking new video viewers from cold to sold? Or are you just throwing videos up and hoping viewers reach out to you? Having a clear customer journey or blueprint is a game changer. Comment blueprint if you want access to a free video training on how to build your own customized blueprint for successful video strategy, right? And then you can see people in the comments are commenting blueprint, right? So now all I've done is taken a snippet of video that I already had and got people to comment for it. Now I'm going to take them into Messenger and have conversations with them, get to know their goals, challenges, send them the training, and then continue to, help figure out what it is that they need, whether it's they're good with the video, maybe they need to get in the video skills lab, maybe they want to work one-on-one. But again, it leads to a deeper conversation where we figure out, are we going to work together? Do you need more time to be nurtured? Whatever it looks like. Again, the goal is to have as many conversations as possible. Okay, cool. So let me know if you've done something like this too. This is such an awesome strategy and I absolutely love doing this. All right. Last thing that we're going to talk about, and this is a little bit sort of different from some of the other ones. All the other things that we talked about were, responding to comments and tagging and emailing and having featured posts. Like, those are all just like strategies, right? This is more of like reflection that you want to make sure you do after the live. And it is something that I continuously try to push myself to do. And to be honest, for me, this is the hardest thing. If you don't like to hear what you sound like, if you don't like the way you look on camera, if you're the person who kind of judges yourself too hard, this can be really, really difficult. But it is really, really important. Like, you're going to get more views, more sales. You're going to have more people that are attracted to you if you are someone who is continuously developing, continuously improving, and really owning where you are really solid and where you're just sort of lacking, right? And so when your focus is not just on strategy, but also on refining the way that you're communicating, refining the way that you show up on camera, whether that be your body language, your tone, the words that you choose, the eye contact that you have, that really does make a difference in whether people are going to stick around, whether they're going to leave, whether they're going to keep coming back. So what I recommend is take some time to listen to yourself, right? And don't be judgmental. Like, the fact that you went live at all is amazing. And now you're leveling up, right? And it's a process. You're going to grow with your audience, but sit down and listen to the words that you're using. Look at the way that you're looking into the camera. Look at your body language. Look at your tone of voice. Ask yourself if the way that you communicated something was as effective as it could be. Like, take a look at the comment section. And again, I think this is the hardest one because it can be so awkward to listen to yourself. But honestly, this is the most important thing, to make sure you have that reflection that is happening every single week and just something that you're going to improve on. And again, the point is not to beat yourself up. Maybe find one small thing to tweak about your approach and then keep testing and keep refining. Cool. So I hope that you guys got so much value out of this video today, out of these 7 things. Would love for you to drop your biggest takeaway in the comments so that I can go back and read them. Like I said, I practice what I preach, so I will go back and respond to your comments. I always do. If you've been around, you know that I'm always in the comment section, making sure that I say hi to you guys and responding to whatever questions, things that you've got going on. So drop your biggest takeaway. I'm always curious to hear what was most impactful for you. And if you like conversations like these, if you want me to personally help you to build your customized video strategy and you are not in the Video Skills Lab for $9 a month, make sure you get on in there. It is incredible. So again, if you don't know what it is, it's basically we have Zoom coaching calls every month. We've got the huge library of trainings. We've got our Q&As every week where I'm reviewing scripts and answering questions. We've got our community. And I'm most excited for this month because we are going to be talking, doing a training tomorrow all about like the behaviors of top performing video creators. We're going to be going through examples and basically what skills you need to be carrying and owning in 2024. This is a brand new training I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. So if you do want to join and you're not in there, the link is in the description of this video. Otherwise, it was an absolute pleasure to be here with all of you today. I hope that you really, really enjoyed today's session. If you're here live with me, you can drop me a #live, or if you're watching the replay, #replay, and I'll see y'all soon.